Hello again. So, the next topic that we're going to discuss is this one. There is a metaphysical basis that precedes every physical form. Let me expand on this. Before you have something physical, like this book, this physical piece of matter which is put together of different components, before this could happen, there had to be an energetic blueprint. The energetic blueprint is a thought, it's an idea, which then literally gets put into some words. So maybe it's the person who drew out the first book and decided this is what I want, this is what I need. And then he drew out something and he sent it to the person who's going to make it, and that person then made it. So that's a very simple idea. We can take the idea further to a skyscraper. The person in their head had to first have the idea, I want a multi-level place. Then that has to work in with a whole bunch of laws, the laws of gravity, of weight, of physics, to actually get the design happening on a piece of paper. And then it was built, bit by bit by bit, it was built into a big skyscraper. It's exactly the same with the technology that we're using right now. Someone had this idea in their head, this energetic blueprint, which was then followed all the way through to the fact that I can talk to you on a video recording miles away from each other and actually get the transmission that we want. Now here comes the bit which some people have a bit of trouble with, but which is exactly the same as what I have just said, except for it is regarding the human body. Our own body has an energetic blueprint. A physical manifestation comes from our genetic code, and even within the genetic code is instructions. There is an even previous step before that, which is the idea. So our genes inside our body are like the piece of paper drawing of the skyscraper. So it's the instructions for how to build the skyscraper. Our genes are the instructions for how to build our human body. However, we both know that before that piece of paper with the drawing of the skyscraper was on it, there was a being which created the energetic idea, which then informed the physical piece of paper with the instructions, which then informed the actual building of the skyscraper. So yes, we have a huge focus on our genetic understanding and our microbiology and what's actually going on in each and every cell inside of our body. However, there's another step behind that, which is the energy, which is the metaphysical plane, which you can't touch it with your physical self. However, with this body and with our spirit, we have the capacity and the ability to sense and to feel the metaphysical plane. Our body is exceptionally good at relaying feedback to us about energy. It is designed to keep us safe. And energy is a wonderful way of telling us what's going on, because energy is something inside the universe of which all things are made. And our intention then links all the different kinds of energy and brings the energies of different kinds together to make physical manifestations. We have to begin this course with this fundamental understanding that there is a metaphysical blueprint for everything. Absolutely everything has an energetic beginning. The reason this is so important is that as we progress through this reality transformation, we will be focusing on this metaphysical level because it is the most powerful place to create change. We can go and try and knock down the skyscraper. We would have to get a huge, heavy equipment to, blast through the concrete, the glass, the metal that is inside this building. And to make that change on the outside, to make the change in the physical manifestation is a very hard and arduous task. However, it can be done. And if we were to go to the energetic blueprint and go, hey, instead of having the roof going like this, I want it to go like that. That stroke of that pencil on the piece of paper is far easier to make the change here than make the change out there. And even easier than that, or more powerful, more potent, is to take it the step before the blueprint and to actually conceive the idea, which is I want the roof to look like however it looks like. And imagine different scenarios. Do I want my building to look like this or like this? I imagine it and go, oh, I think I like the look of this one better. And that's the easiest place to make a change. Inside a human, inside my human, inside this place inside me, this is the easiest and most powerful place to make a change because this is where my power resides. So if I wanted to change you, I could very well come along into your life and force you to set alarms on your phone, and I could knock on your door every morning and say, have you drunk enough water, or have you done this mental practice of awareness? I could do that. I mean, you know, if I wanted to, I could, you know, create a classroom which was in the same town as my students, and I could go and knock on all the doors and see them face to face every day. I could do that. However, I would be like the person trying to knock down the building on the outside, and my influence would be very minimal because I'm trying to change it on the outside. But if I give you the instructions and you're willing to use the instructions and you get within yourself into your place of power and make the change on your inside, your reality shifts much, much, much faster. And so that is why we have to understand the concept that behind every physical manifestation is an energetic blueprint, and you have the power to access your own energetic blueprint. This is so important. I cannot stress how important this is because we need to work on the metaphysical layer to have the most effective change of reality. This links in with why we were talking about awareness. Our awareness gives us the opportunity to see some of those energetic blueprints, which are the codes, which are constructing your reality in the way you're experiencing it right now. So when I give myself permission to relax, to calm myself, and to do the internal exploration, I can get into my codes. I can get into my energetic blueprint. I can change anything I want because this is my jurisdiction. I am me, and I have the power of dominion over myself and over my energy to do what I want. This is so empowering. This is so exciting. Sitting here knowing that I have this power, and guess what? I want you to sit there and say to yourself, I have the power of dominion to change my energetic blueprint. I have the power to control my reality. I have the power to go inside myself and to create what I want from the inside out, because this is the most effective and most powerful way. We need to engage with our own internal inner experience. And this is why so many gurus tell us, you have everything within you. Just look inside. You don't need the stuff on the outside. So yes, we can sit there and think, it's all on the inside, it's all on the inside, it's all on the inside, but actually getting to the inside is quite tricky. That's why I'm explaining to you this understanding of the energetic blueprint. As we go on with the course, I'm going to be giving you specific ways to get into the energetic blueprint. But for now, because this is week 1, we need to get a handle on just the information and the ideas. We need to know, not just believe, not just think, it's going to happen. We need to know that beyond every single physical manifestation, there is a energetic blueprint. And we need to know that we are no different from the rest of this universe. This whole universe, the oceans, the land masses, the kinds of animals, the seasons, every single thing in this universe was designed by a higher intelligence, and that higher intelligence holds the blueprint. And we are connected with that higher intelligence. We are connected to the higher intelligence that holds the power to change everything, because we are beings. We are spiritual beings inside this body, and this body is a reality suit. It will do for us phenomenal things if we just get inside and set our programs. This is how there are people who can do, like, for example, the skiing. Amazing, they do, you know, all these flips and twirls in the sky, and there's people who can do dive underwater for 20 minutes on one breath, and there's people who can do amazing feats of distortion and move their bodies, and the dancers who, you know, do things and you're like, what, how are you doing that? Because they hold within themselves an energetic blueprint which opens up their energy and allows for the expression they want. And so this is very, very pivotal, because I'm now going to explain to you that once we have the understanding that beneath everything physical there is an energetic blueprint, and we have the power and the dominion to get into our own energetic blueprint and create what we want, we can start shifting. We can start shifting that universe. Now let me make an example. There is a movie, oh my goodness, the title's just gone out of my head, but it's going to come to me. It's the one where the guy, oh my goodness, the names have gone completely out of my head, but the guy goes into the dream of a person, and then goes into a second layer of a dream, into a third layer of a dream. I can't believe the name has escaped me. Come to me, please. Name of the movie. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio in it, and anyway, it's escaped my mind. So the understanding that there's a bit in that movie where there's the conscious layer of life reality, for example, like this one, and then they go into a very deep layer of dream state, and he's in that space with his wife, and he and she create cities, and the cities materialize because it's the dream state, so it happens like that. So they create huge cities, and then there's a scene where the wife is just pushing over a building in their map, and then the camera jumps to outside and the whole building collapses in an instant, just to dust. So the reason I'm pulling up this example is because when we move stuff on the inside, where we have our power of dominion, where we have our ability to get in with our innate wiring and work on our energetic blueprint, when we work here, the changes out there are very simple. Everything outside is maintained by these blueprints. So if we get into our blueprint and change the blueprint, that thing outside is no longer maintained, therefore it cannot exist. The energy is shut off from it and it collapses. So when we get into our reality, we start making changes, things start shifting pretty quickly. And this process of shifting comes through our ability to evaluate. So right now you're getting a lot of information and new understandings about who you are as a spiritual being inside a body, which is a vehicle to experience reality in the time, space, and place of Earth. You're getting this information. You then are going to be looking at what you're actually doing in your current blueprint state. You're going to be looking, how are my blueprints actually already actualizing in my reality, in my daily schedule? You're going to be seeing this stuff. You're going to be watching it all. You're not going to be judging it. You're going to be looking at it. And then things are going to start shifting, because once you see something and you say, I see that that no longer serves me, we can make a reevaluation in our mind. And this, with the power of our thought, with the power of our intention, we can connect with the blueprint, which is that I decide something. I reevaluate. This thing is not useful to me anymore. Therefore, I decide to do something different. This process is a reevaluation. We see something, we no longer choose that. We no longer choose to fuel it with our energy and our time because it doesn't serve us. So we make a decision, which is, I'm going to change my understanding, my action, my point of view. And this reevaluation connects in with our blueprint, which then shifts the reality out there. Now, depending on which thing you reevaluate, depends on which level of your skyscraper you're working at. So you might just knock off the top. You might knock out, maybe the 47th floor, and all the ones above that, they topple. You might knock out the 3rd floor, and all that topples. This might sound a little scary, but what I'm just quickly saying to you now is, in this process, your reevaluations will be ready for where you're at. Because as a spiritual being, we are not alone. We have a team of spiritual beings dedicated to our expression on this planet. And these beings are always working with us. They are our spiritual mentors. They are our guardian angels. They are our ancestors, our passed over loved ones. And they are always looking to help us in this experience. So as we do this inner work, we can't do it wrong. We are always ready for what comes to us. We are always ready to deal with whatever changes in front of us. So do not be afraid to make your reevaluations. If you see these things, go ahead and reevaluate. And yes, it will shift something on the outside. And it might be a little shift, maybe 1 degree of temperature difference, for example. It's not much. Or it might be from summer to winter. But guess what? If that's what the kind of shifting you're doing, you're ready for it. You've got your own power, your own personal power to do this shift. And you have those guardians who are there looking after you with your best interests at hand. And they have to work with your free will. So if you're doing those big shifts, they are supporting you all the way. And I'm pretty sure that if you're in this course and you're doing this work, those guardians are there supporting you more than 100%, because they have your best interests at heart, and you are a great, wonderful, powerful, magnificent being. And you're trapped inside a reality which has shut down your capacity to express this magnificence. And I know you feel it on the inside, and I know it's important to you. So I am so excited for you to do this work, to shift this reality, and to face whatever shifts you need to, because you are ready. You are magnificent. You are great. You are so important. You're needed here on this planet. And I'm so excited to be talking to you and to be sharing this with you, because as you shift this reality, as you make those reevaluations, as you cast off the things that no longer serve you, you will expand in the space that is created by removing the limiting blocks from your system. I'm so excited. I'm so excited and pumped for you to get into the coaching sessions and actually apply this understanding to your circumstances. But even without me, go ahead, get into this stuff. And as your awareness increases, as you see what's going on, I encourage you to see those things and to really make that shift, to make the reevaluation, so that you can start getting a handle on your reality and making your own choices, and not perpetuating the stories of our parents and the stories of our culture and the stories of subjection and the stories of pain, the stories of unworthiness, the stories of suffering. We don't need to suffer. We have the power to access our own energetic blueprint, and we have the power to get inside and create what we want. And so long as we stick with ourselves and we don't jump out of ourselves and we don't give our power away to a person, a place, a thing, an event, if we do not let that define us and we remember our commitment to ourselves, the commitment I'm asking from you, if we remember that commitment, that I am committed to live my life from my soul purpose and from my soul expression and not let the stories of another person, place, thing, culture define me, limit me, abuse me, if we do not let them inside us, we have dominion over our blueprint, and we can and will and do and are right now creating a reality that is worthy of our wonder, our spiritual power, our magnificence, that is here to come out through our physical form into our lives and realize as loving beings on this planet who are here to uplift consciousness, who are here to support our fellow creatures, who are here to give healing love to the people, the places, and the events that are surrounding our circumstances in this year, 2016, 2017. It is so pivotal for you to take up your power of dominion and say, I am the conscious creator of my blueprint. And it is from this place that you then have control and dominion over your reality. I am so encouraging of you in every way that you can get quiet or you can get peaceful, you can get inside yourself and do this work. I'm with you all the way. If you have questions, contact me. I'm here to help. And that is the end of the third segment.